Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. So, through my writing, especially in the Path to Revolution series, I have encouraged maintaining peaceful methods and avoiding violence. This is a rational approach and the most effective, no matter what you are told by those who would prefer violent or armed insurrection. To those who prefer violence, listen to them further. What you will learn is that force is how they attempt to deal with everything. If you do not agree with them, they will attack you. They will insult you. Whatever. Everything that they try to do is by force. So, this is the way they live their lives. All right, so you will also learn that they have no actual plan, no established tactics to a set goal. They propose tearing down an entire system rather than revising it. Once it is torn down, they really have no other plans. They make fantasy statements about how a better system will magically arise with no opposition. If you look back through history, there have been few examples of violent uprisings which had fully positive results. In basically all cases, one violent uprising gave rise to further violence over time. If you overthrow a system, what you wind up with, look at, Libya right now, you wind up with different factions all vying for power. The French Revolution was not something which happened once and was over. You may want to look into that history a bit further because it went on for years. Some call for a military coup overtaking the government in this country. The problem with this is that military coups lead to militia rule and often brutal fascism. This is all aside from the fact that if a military coup occurs, you have no personal input into who assumes power. They can well be far worse than what you currently have. You also have no input into how long that person or whatever will hold that power, because any previous constitution would be suspended or completely destroyed. The outcome of a forceful struggle for power is almost entirely dependent upon who has the most money, the most resources, the most firepower, including armor and air support, and the least ethics in using those resources against any opposition. If you think that a civilian force in the U.S. could stand up to government and military forces along with privately funded mercenaries and could reach any decisive victory, you're completely delusional. Even if that were the case, how many innocent civilians would die in the process? How many cities would be destroyed? Where is the humanitarianism in such sacrifice? This is not a movie. You are not Rambo. And even Rambo is a fictional character. Even if you follow the Rambo series over the years, he doesn't settle into a peaceful existence in a stable home. He wanders place to place, country to country, battle to battle. You want to use the American Revolution as an example? Okay. Well, then you have to realize that it was nearly lost many, many times. It was won with the assistance of countries such as France and Germany and Russia. Yes, Russia helped with the American Revolution. The American Revolution was fought against an enemy who had to cross vast oceans in archaic conditions, which lost many soldiers on the voyage. In this case, now, such a battle would be fought against a fully domestic coalition of forces with superior firepower, nearly unlimited economic resources, massive existing prison spaces, the ability to create concentration camps, and that have full control of all media and communications. They control all avenues of transport, GPS, and supply chains. They have surveillance systems, the likes of which have never been seen before. They can shut down many modern vehicles with the push of a button and track your location, even your physical bodily position, with your cell phone. They can turn on the camera and the microphone when they choose. They can launch drone strikes from miles away, and you will never see it coming. So, is that the uprising you want to see? Do you really want to take the chances on the life you may lead if you survived it? Do you want to take the chance your friends and family members would survive it intact? What would the economy and media look like after such an insurrection? Huge parts of the populace would be relegated to slave labor for no wages. Manage to evade incarceration yourself? Good for you. Now, what are your odds of finding a job with living wages, doing anything but acting as a prison guard? Still object to the system? After all of this, go ahead and say it in front of your cell phone, your OnStar in your vehicle, your smart TV, or your Alexa. Hell, they don't even need that. If they have any reason to watch you, they have parabolic microphones that can listen to you from a mile away. All right, these are some minor examples of why I speak against violent revolution. The results are too risky, too predictable, and too potentially tragic. Instead, what we have to focus on is building grassroots efforts. Educate people to the falsehoods propagated by corporate media. Continue building and supporting independent media. Create coalitions for specific projects. Avoid pledging ourselves to organizations that want all of our time, all of our money, and for us to accept their agenda as a whole without examining each part of that agenda individually and carefully. You can join up with different organizations for one purpose and with a different organization for a different purpose. What are they going to do? Turn you down? All right? Compose letters and petitions to share and submit. Make phone calls. Write emails and letters to elected officials. Be professional in your interaction, but don't back down from positions you are dedicated to. Still, be willing to debate, listen to rational opposing sides, to learn, to adapt. Some compromises may be necessary, but never surrender your position completely. Do not be afraid to confront those who claim to be on your side when the evidence clearly shows otherwise. Listen to not just what a person says, listen to what they're not saying. Ask questions. Never be afraid to ask questions. And when the answer is a non-answer, that is your answer. Those people are not your friends. Focus on issues and avoid name worship at all cost. We do not need anger or violence or division. We need rational and insightful discussion and rhetoric. We need to use our own diplomatic skills, but never appear weak. We need compassion and inclusion, not hatred and exclusion. We need to bring people over to our side by convincing them, not by insulting them, not by overpowering them. On the other hand, distance yourselves from those that within your own group that are intent on trouble, conflict, destruction, and overtly illegal activities. They damage your cause. They put you in danger. They put others in danger. You know, these are not people you want to hang around with. And above and beyond all else, be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Don't think only one step at a time. Think 3 steps ahead. What consequences can happen from various changes? All right, so that's going to be it for this one. Please share this video, podcast, whatever, and talk about these issues. Think about these things. And these messages have to get out. We have to talk about these things. If you can, please donate $1 a month to help expand the channel. And I hope you have a good day.